Hello, happy people. My name is Jay Song. Everything in today's video is never financial, investment, or trade advice of any kind. Everything's just for entertainment, educational, and comedic purposes only. I eat red crayons for breakfast. Trading in the markets carries substantial risk. Never trade more than you can afford to lose, and especially be aware against high leverage trading. Past performance is never indicative of future performance. We're going to look into some cryptocurrency. Let's see what's on the map. Let's put your request on the board. If I can't get to it, I'll add it to Monday. It's important for me to give you guys reports often. So I do apologize that I don't spend time with too much with every single crypto. Armin wants to look at yen short 2x YCS. Is that based on the forex pair thing yet? Okay. CS. Pro shares ultra short yen. Okay. So this makes money when yen goes down.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, so when this is going up, yen should be going down. Okay. I'll give you what I got, but it's better for me to give you the yen itself because you understand if this is dictated by yen, it's probably more appropriate for me to give you the yen.
Okay.
All right. So I'll do quickly this map, just some more important parts, and we can just bust out the basics of this one. So here's the multi-touch flat. This is a breakout territory. That was our first sign of health, and this is going to be more of our onset of health. Okay, so this is looking good. Your last event line is going to have 3 points, so that's going to be quite nice. So let's take that event line before this health and mark it on the map because it's probably real important. And we're going to bring it up here. It'll be up there, and it'll also reverberate down here. So that's going to be the next point we'll reverberate. So we'll quickly mark some important areas. So you may want to consider taking profit at around 52. There's still some time there. So it's 52, 53, so it's going to be 53 dollars, and the other will be closer to 56 average in the next season, okay, or the next territory. So those will be what we want to be looking at. It's a possible oscillation, and again, it's just 3 points here. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Okay, all right. Let's look at the yen itself because we're going to be doing this specifically on the Forex day. So I'll give it to you guys a little bit as a freebie. And this one is going to be, should be the JXY. I'm just confirming. It should be JXY, should be Japanese yen, right? Okay. Yeah, that's it. All right. I already have a map on this one, so I'm going to give you guys what I see. All right. So here's our JXY. I'm going to move this towards here, and this is going to be the Japanese as a whole. Is it moving up or down in its basket, primarily measured in US dollars? Okay, our last move in a larger sense on a weekly chart is back in February, a health that appeared, and then we're going to need to confirm if we should be reversing in these areas. So let's take all of this, our last big moves. I got here, so I'm going to be looking at a strong level out. Very strong level out. Yeah, very strong. So this is going to place it flat here. And the reason you're saying, Jay Song, that's really far from where right now. You're putting a flat at 70. We're at 63. Again, if we can isolate what's really happening, I can see the phantoms of those larger stories. So if I know that price is oscillating within a phantom, what I'm going to do is now take the key angle, which is price oscillating like this, and what I'm going to do is duplicate it and place it here. So it tells me this is an oscillation, which means there's a bottom coming up soon. That's why I did that. Okay, let's do that now. Now I don't have to recreate all of this. I could, if I wanted to, the phantom, and it would be something like this placed here. If I take it out to a larger sense, and I can say we can actually extend this to here, and you could, if that's the case, then I'm going to get a much larger area. So it would be like this, and it would put emphasis down at this level out. So I'm going to put both of those bottoms, just like the yen. So the first one is here. It levels out approximately there, right? Yep. And the next one is going to level out approximately here. And then I can fade these away because I don't need them anymore. All right. Now, this is an old analysis from 2024 about weakness entering in this crypto in 2024. All right, which we've been weak for a long time, right? So let's go to the position, our last, now that we understand where we're at in the story, we're looking at bottoms at 61, 62. So we're not there, so there's still time to short. We got 58 to 57. Still time to short. We're gonna be talking about this when we do our Forex class, but I'm so glad you asked me to do this, because using these index charts, everything you need to know about the one component. And Forex are traded in pairs, so you actually have to know two different charts to be able to trade this more successfully. I wish somebody told me that when I was young. So this is a weakness. I wish I had a time machine and could go back in time and told myself those simple truths. Okay, let's fade away this because it's throwing me off. Okay, so now I'm going to look for evidences that the flat will hold. I'm going to be looking at the volume in this old area as we're coming back down, and the volume here. Oh, and there's no tick volume. I don't have it. If you guys can find it on a volume on a XY chart, let me know, because I can't find them. As it is, I'm going to be saying and concluding 61. I'll do one more chart for you, Armin. I would say it's still safe to short. This is never financial investment or trading advice of any kind. Yeah, I'm going to still say it's safe to short the yen. All right, 2 more minutes. I'll move on to other cryptos.
Thank you.
Yep. Here's your daily chart, and you'll look for signs of health. The candle stopped making sense, but you do got a health that can be drawn approximately here, and that means you got time. Good. We're going to take this line, and we're going to make sure we visibility, current interval only, current interval and below, so it doesn't show up on our weekly chart. But other than that, this gives me permission to continue taking shorts. All right, so I would take some shorts. Current price 63. I would take them down to only 61, 62, and that means that your other chart that we looked at should be continuing to go up. Okay, when that goes up, this one goes down. Really the same chart, just in reverse. Any other questions, JXY, from Armin or anyone else? iPad says, be careful shorting the Japanese yen. There are many concerns about the reverse carry trade and hence impact on the yen USD.
Yeah, so that seems to conflict with the prophetic that the yen might be dropping. Of course, we don't know when that's going to happen, but so we got two different conflicting ideas.
Sure.
All right.
Yep. So I see this vortex lasting December 25th, but I don't have any hope in the data right now based on the data for a reversal. That might show up later over this year. We might round here, and that might give us a good case for there. But until then, I'm going to trust what I see in the data. I hear a lot of stuff in prophetic. I hear a lot of stuff in news. I've learned over the years, trust the data that I've seen, because God has given us this wisdom. There's a lot of people for every generation that think this is the time, this is the time, this is the time, this is the time. If we have something tangible, markers tangible, that helps us understand a lot better. All right, let's move on.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. Oh, and I jumped your request all the way to the front. I'm so sorry. I was supposed to hold off on that. I was supposed to do Beverly SHIB. Sorry, Bev. Cut you in line. Bearish toward 62, 61. SHIBA. All right, the next one is going to be SHIBA. Let's see how we're doing with SHIBA. Should still be bearish. until we hit our larger target. Maybe we hit our targets. Okay. Okay, everything in this chart has been telling me for a long time, weakness. We haven't had any reason to take any bullish trades. No bullish trades have triggered. No bullish trades. So we got to be really careful. We just got to be in a good position. Otherwise, we're waiting for the next supports. Now, during the flash crash, we fell all the way down to our lower support here based on the foundational area. It's a large old flat. We've been talking about it. We also saw some important things in the past. SHIBA went up on lack of interest to the downside. Low demand, no demand. However, without buying in the background, this makes up moves unsustainable. Combined with selling on the up moves, combined with selling on the up moves, which is profit taking and possibly even shorting, this crypto should not go anywhere until the game changes. The good news is there was no strong incentive to bring SHIBA lower than 0.0006 at this moment. So at the time of that video, I wasn't expecting to go lower than 0.006, which is somewhere down, where's it at? Here. So I'm not really expecting to go super lower than this. And that was from our previous, I don't know, when did we do this? When we were having our up move? Somewhere in October, maybe even further back. Okay, let me check real quick. I need to see so I can put a date real quick. The date is October 25th. Okay. So old October 25th chart. Okay. All right. Okay, we had a lot of room to hit our price base on RSI, so we still had a lot of room back in October 25th. All right. So that was our previous October 25th map. Let's make sure we always put our dates. We're not expecting bullishness then. I don't think we're expecting bullishness now. All right, so now we have this sharp move. We're coming down to our lower oscillation, the parabolic. We're going to bring this to the downside. We've hit there along this track 1, 2, 3, 4 times. You guys got it? We've hit it 4 times based on this, so we can make a better case that this is going to be a more appropriate bottom or support when we hit it. Is price there yet? No. And the whole thing is delay to weakness territory. So we're looking to still continue to this number. If I was to give it an exact number for tomorrow or next week, since I'll just do that, it's around December 1st, that number will be the exact number for you guys, for you who are trying to get really close. Somewhere around 12345,068. So I'm still in that territory where we're looking to be coming down. Now let's talk more about it from a more technical standpoint. So we really should not have closed below here without saying something. It's telling us most of what we need to know, weakness. Okay, the volume here was also telling us we should be trading low, not to be trading super low down all the way below the 6, but somewhere down towards 6. So we're there. It's almost basically time to take profit. We're almost at 6. We got a little bit more bearishness to go. Let's talk about this support. We got immediate support here. I'm going to pull this up on the 2-week chart. There's our support right there. Okay, I'm going to put it back in place. The wicks match many times approximately here on this dotted line. So those are the real support I'm looking for. So all of that comes into play. And guess where price is right now? It's right there. So are we going to reverse here? Possibly reverse, which means we want to take some profit from our short. Look to get in again. But that means stop betting that it's going to go down just yet. Possibly take some profit. It does not mean the game is over. There's still money on the board if things continue to go down later. So if USDT.D is possibly going to give us a rise or a short reversal, Bitcoin's possibly going to give us a short reversal. Some of these cryptos may actually also give us a short reversal, which means we're going to be looking for them to probably come up like that. So this is already done. The next move will probably be a small bounce in this area. It's not my cup of tea to take a buy on SHIBA if the move is possibly short-lived, unless I had a real reason to trade it, again, possibly up here. And there's another short that I'll give you guys. The next one is going to be, we'll borrow that line. We don't need that one anymore. This one. Okay, So if I have a move like this into this territory, I can possibly look for that to go up a little bit higher. Since this is not on the board at this time, I'm not going to be taking any of buy SHIBAs, but I will exit my profit. And remember, everybody remember this. Just because a crypto is reversing doesn't mean it's a trade. Don't take every trade. Do not take every trades that are in alignment with the trend. They tell you in many seminars over the years, the trend is your friend. In sword method, there's no better saying. Except for what happens at trend lines is just as important what doesn't happen at trend lines from lesson number 1. But if you're trading and mapping out your trends, just because the price may reverse doesn't mean it's okay to buy. And just because price may go down doesn't mean it's okay to short. The reason for that is because a lot of those movements are just delay in the larger story. Okay, so if I get a bounce from this area here, which we're probably going to need to rise this up about right here for that smaller bounce that we probably may get, you need to understand some of those bounces can be very short-lived, okay, and mess you up. So let's draw this and map it out. Go back down to a daily chart. Since we have a bit of a wick match here, we're going to raise up this angle to about right there. And now I get a little bit higher, more wiggle room for me. So this move is already done. And that's where we're going. I think we're going to reverse. We're going to hit here on SHIBA. The number is 5089. Okay. From here, I think it's all hands on deck again. That's going to be my larger prediction right now. Okay. Once we're here, I'll draw a target. So I'm going to set an alarm for myself. And I'll show you guys how to do it. Once we draw this line, I'm going to click on the line. It's going to give me this toolbar somewhere. I'm going to click the alarm clock. And then I'm going to say, look for SHIBA to possibly come back down. So here, when SHIBA touches here, I'll get a little quack on my phone. It goes quack. And then I'll know to start looking to come back down for another short, possibly towards this area and maybe even another target. And there'll be some money to be made, possibly. If prices are able to get into the next health of these areas, then praise God. Okay, this is a health. I'll give you another health there. And the next real health, which is that one up in the sky. Okay. Does I have any other questions for SHIBA right now?
What's the top of the parabolic number?
I'll get it to you.
Oh, it's 1-3. I see it.
Okay.
Can you bring it in a little more, Jay?
One second. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, that's when we have. That's a lot of the game for SHIBA. This is the bulk of the game that you need to know for SHIBA. Okay, I'm gonna take this, and then what were you trying to say? What was the yellow one, parabolic number? This one?
You have it up there, but the price was way over, so it wasn't in the frame.
Is that the number you're talking about? That line? This one?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I was on mute.
Okay. All right. So next, I'm going to add some comments on SHIBA. We'll move on. November 22nd, 2025. Strong weakness is still in SHIBA longer term. But short term, there may be a small bounce here. Just as in alignment with the smaller reversal or smaller possible reversal on Bitcoin. This is not a buy signal, but possibly a small correction to the upside. I am not looking to buy SHIBA, but it is a support. I believe SHIBA needs to come down later. We may see a small reversal towards, and the numbers are 87, 83, and 837, and then that one 0.0000083 and 87. If this up move is on falling volumes going lower, then this means lack of interest to the upside. Look for a strong drop in SHIBA at those areas. If so, local weakness is needed to jump back into shorts. Until then, I would consider taking profit on the shorts at this current price today of 0.0000077. Okay, so I would be looking to take some profits because of the support here and the possible small reversals. Then I would be looking to hunt that up move on a smaller time frame, like a daily chart, and then jump back into my shorts to there, and possibly lower in the future if it comes up. But right now, I don't have any real big reason in the volume to go lower. So if I see that up move, which will be possibly somewhere here, like that, and I see it on falling volume, the volume is going down, which we don't know yet, but we're going to look for it. It's very likely. Then that means that they're not interested right now. Okay, let me see if I can draw this more appropriately. Yeah, there we go. So we don't have this just yet, but if I see that, you better bet your grandma that I'm going to be looking to come down in a big way and look for a more appropriate bottom to form, which should be somewhere here. Okay. Until then, it's not on the board, so I'm leaving that alone. Any other questions? SHIBA, my thoughts. Okay. That's most of what you need to know for SHIBA. Okay. All right. I'm not looking for a big reversal. If I get some of those larger healths, like above this line, then we can start talking about SHIBA going up. Seriously. And we might take some trades up to here if the market was in a bullish position. But right now, everything is telling me SHIBA still needs to come down. We need to see a large accumulation on the down move. Do we have that? I don't think we do. I'm going to look. I'm going to look right now. I'm going to hide all my lines. I'm going to try to be unbiased. No matter how I slice or dice it, I need to have new money coming into SHIBA before I start talking about really going up. Now, there's some high volume here. And you can say, maybe that's health. Remember, you can say maybe that's accumulation. For it to be accumulation, the whole move needs to have health. So we need to still be here. We got weeks before that even likely to be the case. We got weeks before that even is the case. So I'm not looking at all at reading this as a buying, money coming in, at least at this moment. I am going to compare it to these areas, and I still see overall high volume. So it's still appropriate we're playing here until the volume is depleted. Okay. We got local health only. Any other questions going once? Or local health possibly in the coming days only. Okay. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Okay. Still don't have any signs of health. Let's go, son. SHIBA. Small bounce. Bearish mid-term. Small bullish bounce. Possible. No trade. Okay, I'm not going to be buying that. The next crypto, ETN. ETN. Electronium. Yeah. Okay. What do we got? There we go. All right. Weekly charts. Okay. Increase consistent. No supply absorbed. Look for lower prices in the future. Okay. We're almost back here again. So let's bring this up a little bit higher to encompass some of the wicks back in August 24. I saw buying coming into this crypto here. I saw buying coming into this crypto here. We saw increased supply. There's a problem here. The problem is if we see buyers coming in, we need to have them win. To win, we have to absorb the supply in this area. So let's see if they're absorbing the supply. Let's clean up this chart a little bit. We're going to look for what we need. And what we need to happen is we need them to accumulate and absorb the supply. Not just accumulate, but accumulate and absorb the supply. Otherwise, we're looking for us to come down. I'm going to show you what I'm looking for in the volume before we look at it. I'll hide my lines and break this down simplistically. We'll do it real quick since we already did a volume tutorial earlier. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. In the volume, if the volume shows buyers coming in, fantastic. That's great. But if the buyers are losing, we can tell if they're losing if the volume is still rising or still consistently high. If it's equal to, greater than, equal to, or aggregately high, we know that the supply is not being absorbed and that the sellers are not winning. I'm sorry, the buyers are not winning since we're calculating for buyers. If the volume is drying up and I get moves into health, this thing is going to go to the moon. Okay, so right now, if we see a scenario like this and the flat is broken, I'm going to be looking towards the downside. Now, again, we don't know which one is going to be the scenario because we haven't looked just yet, but that's going to be something we're going to be looking at. We don't know up or down based on this scenario. We're going to look, but if I see this scenario, this means down prices. So let's do it. All right, ready? Okay, ETN. Let's go. Let's go, son. Let's go, as my niece would say. Which is very inappropriate for her to say that. She gets all mad. She plays the game. Let's go, son. Let's go. I'm like, whoa. In Jesus' name, Shando, Shando. Yeah. I'm going to go visit my brother later in the week. And they called me up last night and they say, hey, you guys want to stay with us? I said, okay. So we're going to play some board games and stuff. But I have a feeling his niece is going to do that again. And I'll let you know if she does that. She's this little petite blonde girl and everything. But when she plays games, she's a different person. All right. All right. So from our first relationship A, B, C, we can see the relationship was equal to volume. And then after that, it was still aggregately high. We can still, it's aggregately high in these areas. So not exactly a strong decrease, somewhat of a decrease to aggregately high volume. And then finally, this one is about right here. The only problem is we probably need to be coming a little bit lower to get a better grade. As it is, it's looking good. So we're trending in the right direction, but it's still high. So we still have an aggregately high situation. So it's not the worst situation in the world. We don't have a super strong incentive to bring it down at the moment, but we need a help if we're going to be considering buying it. Now this foundational area is here, so we're going to need to look more appropriately for a health here, which means I got to stay away from buying this right now. I can't buy it yet. I am not allowed to buy it yet. I'll tell you again, I'm not allowed to buy it just yet because there's still aggregately high volume on the board, and that means price may just play here a lot longer. It may try to hold on this season if it can. If we get down here over the next few weeks, this is a weekly chart, right? Yeah, if we get down over here for during the December and the volume starts really increasing, like here, we know we're going to crash through. But since right now we're just approaching and we're approaching hot, so I'm going to still say, ooh, we got to be a little bit careful right now. If the volume stops like that and it's still like only this high, then we're not so bad. But as it is, we're still approaching hot. So I'm gonna add these comments to this chart, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay. November 22nd, 2025, ETN. ETN still has aggregately high volume at the support of, and the number, what was the number? Somewhere around 0.0015 areas. Okay. No health to allow a buy signal, and currently we are not fully at the support to make a confirmed decision. In my opinion, ETN is coming in hot for this landing in the volume. Okay, it's coming in hot. This does not look good for the support. Volume needs to trend lower during these weeks. If it trends higher, then price will rise. Oh, sorry, then price will fall. And shorts will resume. All right, there it is. Okay, I'm going to put this on here, and then I'll put it on another page. Text. Okay. Need next positive close. There it is. So November 25. So if that volume continues trending that way, I'm going to be looking for prices to come down. As it is, it's not that bad. As it is, it's not that bad. But if it does, and volume continues to do that, I'm going to be looking for lower prices in the future. Okay. But right now, unconfirmed. Okay. If I see this, that'd be unconfirmed. If the volume trends like this and it starts falling like that, then praise God. We're more likely to hold on to the support. We'll wait for the health. We'll take some trades, maybe get the next health, and so forth and so on. As it is, none of those are on the board just yet. All right. Anyone have any other questions for me? Structurally, closes below 17 will give us most of what we need to know. ETN going once. Going twice. ETN. Okay. Going once, going twice. It's actually 15. Sorry. Yeah, 15. No, it was for the short term. Short term was 17. House.
Jeff, what's the very bottom price on ETN there?
A level out parabolic at
made.
Yeah. Leveled out parabolic at 00088 and 00052 needs to come down. So that number is going to be 48 right now. I also have the DP down there, and that could allow us to get some really low ETN prices. So those will be on there, and this needs to be red underneath there. Okay. So we can start talking about those numbers when they come into play, which right now they're not. That's a weekly chart view. Here's the daily chart view. A lot of the cryptos look exactly the same. There's the short-term movement, and then we can start talking current interval and below. We can start talking about health. Okay, that one's already done. Okay. No trades yet. All right, got it? That's what you need. All right, let me finish up. Let's go on. ETN. No bullish trade. Possible reversal. Small. No bearish confirmation for next short. Price points. Price CMAP. Okay, just CMAP for all the price bet. All right, so no short there. No buy. FLR. Flare. Bit true, I got it on. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh. Yep, you got everything you need to know. Wick match was down here. So weakness confirmed there. We were trying to hold on for dear life, but this was the number you were looking at. 00016. Let's go back to let me go back to that chart. So this is an older chart that let us know most of what we needed to know for flare. And now we got another flat we can examine volume at to let us know where we're going next. So we were supposed to go from 16 to 12. We hit 12. We're there now. Okay. Is flare coming down here? We got an old hot sword cut that never hit at 0091, 00198. Current price is 012. So there's still a lot of money that's possibly on the board. Just a sword cut, 33%. Let's take a look at the volume. Again, we're going to be looking at volume A, B, and C to see if the buyers are winning, sellers are winning. And the buyers are actually in a stronger position. Okay, so buyers are in a stronger position, which means it's likely if there's a local health, we'll get a move back up to here, and then we'll challenge again for a reversal. So this one is more likely to have a reversal based on the volume. Okay, so let me make sure I add that to my notes right now. Flare, FLR. Not that I would take any buy trades in a bearish market, but letting you guys know, some of you guys do. 2025. FLR. 1. Volume is trending for a reversal in this area. In this support VZB area, volume zone block area of 0.012. Okay, so we are looking for a bullish reversal. Number 2, structure on the stock, structure on this crypto revealed weakness. Okay, and that's based on this. Okay, so even though there may be a reversal here, the whole area is a weakness area, so you got to be careful taking those. So this makes for only short-term possible reversals. Next, we need a health. So number 3, this causes concern longer term. That's why we say a smaller reversal. Okay, volume is trending for I need to say smaller short-term bullish reversal. Structure on this crypto causes revealed weakness. This causes for a concern longer term for higher prices and makes a bearish case. Number 3. There was something else I was going to show you guys. There's no local health. Number 3, no local health. This means there is no short-term health that allows for a bullish trade just yet. This means wait. Okay. Price is at a decision make. Price is at a decision area. So that means we need to get a local health. Now let's zoom in real quick so you can see what I mean. Let's go to a daily chart. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a local health. This is how you draw it. That structure to that structure. Follow down the path. If price enters here, I can take a trade to the bullish. And then I got to be careful again for the next weakness. So that's right now somewhere around 16 area, 00016. Right now I'm not allowed any bullish trade because there's no one on the table. All right, so don't eat your cookies yet. You're not out of the swamp. Don't start celebrating. Okay, you're not out of the swamp. It's trending that this may give us some kind of reversal in this area, but without the volume, we cannot. Without the health, we can't really set all of that in stone. Okay, later on we can. So these are going to be the 3 points. All right, definitely would not want to short this with signs of health. With signs of health in the volume, but don't want to buy this without signs of health in the structure. And that's what I will say. Okay. In conclusion, I would not buy this without small health in the territory. Shown in green, shown as a green circle. But I would not short this because the volume indicates signs of a healthy absorption at this price level. Therefore, I am more neutral. Now, if I was buying something this weekend and I get that health, I'd probably want to look into that. But I don't like intraday trading, buys that are only short term, unless I have a good reason to watch it. Okay, personally, I'm a swing trader. So if I had price moves into this area, I might take a small buy up to there if I was bullish. But in a down market, I just wait. I just stay on the sidelines and wait for the next short to reveal. Okay, got it? Questions going once, going twice. Let's move on. FLR, signs of small reversal. No confirmed bullish move. I am neutral. SHX. All right. You guys got me sweating today. Okay. I'm over time. So I'll try to go a little bit faster. Sorry guys. Try to give you quality stuff. Paint your picture. Hey, where's my SHX? I don't know which one it is. There's none here. Let's start with MEX. GetIO? Yeah, GetIO. SHX, let's make sure we mark that. Plus. Good. All right. We last saw large profit taking in the volume. Weakness ensued. We saw the next big areas we're looking for SHX. This large area here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, active event line. This might be something I want to short. Oh, nope. We're done. We already hit it. Okay. So, let's just back it up a little bit. Back up. Beep, 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 beep. All right. So, large round structure. Large round structure. What the heck are we doing underneath there then? What's happening here, guys? Large round structure. Twice. Large weakness enter this. Here's a large round structure. You guys need to pay attention to this stuff. You got it.
So glad I sold my SHX into XDB.
XDB is more of a contender in a bullish market, but don't expect any of the bullish cryptos to really do well until the market reverses. But yes, SHX, look at this. So, weakness enters here. Targets are here, and then supports are here. So we got now here a support at 0008, which is our lower line. We know that line is based on our event line. So event line, again, is important. We did a tutorial for this for Bitcoin earlier. But basically, our energy centers for this area here, and we got a third one. Okay? When that happens, and you get weakness, you have to count for event line. Event line's the last event that takes place before price crosses into that weakness. So this was the last big event that happened. It's this angle. You got it? So once we have that angle, we simply duplicate that angle and click it in place on the lower energy center. In this case, it's going to be here. So you take that blue angle, right? You duplicate it down here, and it's there. It lets us know where we're going. So once we were here, we have a more higher statistical edge to hit that number. We hit event lines all the time. This is why there's probably a white arrow there, because I have a higher degree that we're going to go there, okay, in my mind. So we need a bounce at this event line to get a move back into the positive territory. Price will either do one or two things at event lines. It either stops and we reverse, or weakness concludes. This is decision time. Okay, this is our event line. Event line has been hit. Event line hit. Event lines get hit almost all the time. Almost all the time they get hit. It's real easy to see. That's why I teach it so much. It's so easy. Anyone can do it. Okay, event line hit. This is going to be that one right there. Now it's decision-making time. Okay, so now we need to decide what's happening right here. Okay, what is going to happen? Is it going to go up? Is it going to come down? Okay, this is a very important area. So let's take a look about, as my wife always jokes about the Nintendo. She goes, take a look. Melody, take a look. Okay, we got volume here to here. We can see if there's a really strong increase in volume at these two areas, it makes a case that we may break down. Let's look at that first. Oh, what do you guys think? Let's hide my lines. We can make a case for this area. A, B. A, B. Now you could say, Song, what if it's buying? It is. It possibly is. But even if it is, our buyer's going to win. We have to have a health to confirm that buyers are winning. So this is unconfirmed. Otherwise, it's telling us too much trading, too many traders are willing to part with their crypto at these prices. This is why we may make a case for the downside. As it is, the volume's telling us to the downside unless we get a health. The health will say, hey, there is buying here. Otherwise, it's just telling us, hey, too many people are willing to dump. Maybe they're scared here and they're flooding it with supply. There could be a few reasons. It could be buying, but right now, it may not be. Now, we could see that small bullish move, right? In the markets, we're looking for a small bearish bullish reversal in USDT.D. So there may be a move back up to here, but again, we need to confirm that health. So let's put that health on our mark, on our chart. We may already have it. We have this one, so we're going to just borrow that one. And this is going to be the sharpest health we can see. So what I'm going to say is we need that. So SHX, get me that, get me there, and then we can be square. The down move's already done, down to here. So that's complete. That's praise God for that. All right. Now I don't want to fade it away. I'm just going to say this is done. All right. All of that I just showed you guys our event line. We talked about it. This is hit. So target hit, event line hit. What we need, what we're going to look for next, possible move up to 0.096 next week. And then we're going to need to see if we get that health. Then we can start talking about buying. So possible on our radar. We're definitely going to set an alarm for that line. I'm going to click on the line, click on my alarm. Message. SHX may cross this line, confirming health and buying in volume. Okay, we're looking to get some closes above there to say that volume was buying. Otherwise, it's just still more dumping. Okay. Apart from that, there's a second EV, EV2. Okay, so EV1, which was this one, EV2. Now, why is EV2 here? If I match the cores, I get this area, but the wicks also line up about right here. If I take that and I look at other timelines, I'm hitting this middle one kind of accurately, NI. From core, wick match gives me something here. This makes more of a probable case that EV2 may also be hit. Now, I'm going to bring EV2 to its wick match location on the bottom, even though I'm not adjusting the angle. We don't adjust the angle anymore. I'm just going to bring it to these two bottoms right about there. 1, 2, 3, actually. The number is this number here. I'll give it to you over the next 2 weeks. 0062, which means they're still shorting on the board, possibly 24% to the downside. So there's two healths. A possible price sitting on the support, and that's I can exit there for profit taking. And then we may also reveal another weakness underneath that. If I get closes, I know everything I need to know. SHX is going down. What the heck am I building underneath an EV? I shouldn't. Okay, that tells me everything I need to know. Weakness. So we're going to watch those areas. I will put these update. So this crypto has a strong close showing weakness. This crypto should find support at EVs 081 and 022. 081 was, oh, that was in November. Oh, those are smaller EVs. 081. Well, 0081. Sorry, hold on. Let me find where that is at. 0081. It's right here. That AV, that one was hit. Okay, good. And 0022. Now, why is there a 22 here? Ooh. It shouldn't be, right? No way. Oh, that's a reverberation EV. Okay, that needs to be updated. Okay, so I'm going to say this needs to be updated. That's a reverberation EV that may not be on the board. I must have typed that wrong. Okay. Let's copy this because it's the same, most of the same update. Update November 22nd, 2025. EV1 was hit as expected. Shorting was complete for that segment at 0.0081. However, there is still an active EV, EV2. This is at 0.0062, shown in today's video. Previous November 1st analysis, EV of 0.0022 is actually a reverberation EV. It is not in play yet. And that's this green line at the bottom. It is in green. So flash crash, we know we're looking actually closer to 0.22. Now, currently, the markets may experience a small bounce this weekend. It is possible for, and I'll give you the number, SHX to go towards 0.07. So that's where I want to short. I want to be looking again to short, possibly short. It is possible for a bounce up to 0.0097 area to occur. It is there where I will start looking for reversal back to the downside. This can look like low or falling volume to the upside. If so, I will hunt it by cutting it and short it back towards 0.0062. And that's what I got to say about this. Okay? And I'll show you how to do it real quick and we'll move on. So, if I get a move here, I'm going to look to do it back to the downside. I'm going to show you real quickly on a daily chart how I would do this. Here's a daily chart. I actually go to a 6-hour chart. Hunt this up move, exit my short, wait, then once I'm there, strike and trade it down to here. That's how I would hunt that. I would need to hunt and have an up move to hunt, which means I got to be able to cut it. If I can't cut it, I don't want it to short here because we can really be looking here. If I cut, I'm going to take my short and I'm going to start it there at the hunt. Okay, that's how I would navigate that. Questions going once, questions going twice. 0.062. Okay, which is going to be there. Got it? All right. I'm going to be looking for that to come down a little bit more. And then we're going to see. I want that volume to show lower. Otherwise, I'm not going to take that trade. I need that volume down. Yeah, I need that volume down as we go up. Possibly to that 9 number. Okay? All right, going once. Let's see what got some comments. Lisa said, Pastor Keith shared an important word about ETN yesterday. He said ETN has been heavily attacked, called a scam. It's been going through false flags with big drops and ups. It doesn't change its real value. ETN is part of the Digital Pound Foundation, along with XRP and Quant. He talked about the trusted friend who has very accurate prophetic dreams. And in her dream, she overheard people behind the scenes to ETN. One moment, Lydia. He had people behind the scenes saying, we've got to keep the price low. We can't let the people know what it's worth yet. It's not time yet. Which means the true value is being intentionally held back for a later appointed time. On top of that, Pastor Keith said that in prayer, the Lord told him to watch the currency and keep an eye on it. Around the time when a certain monarch dies and the prince becomes a king, his encouragement was, don't let FUD and the scam narrative shake you out of position. The Lord told you to hold, follow what God showed you. Thank you, Pastor Keith. And thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. Lydia, questions, comments, thoughts regarding SHX? Or other questions? Comment. All right. I didn't mean to cut you off, Lydia. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. Bearish towards 0.0062. Midterm. Short-term bounce. Possible. Up towards 0.0093 and higher. 0.011. Okay. All right. There it is. So I'm going to be looking for that active short later on. Okay, the last three, I got a stock Plantier. We have a map for this. Man, there's a big storm outside, guys. All right. I won't stay much after class. Let me know if you guys have questions for me. Would love to talk. I'll be here tomorrow for WordRoom. Make sure you guys are prayed up before this session. Tomorrow at WordRoom at 5 p.m. we're going to be continuing part 2, a fantastic message about your purpose. About the things that contribute to the larger part of your purpose. Okay, I'm going to be looking for this to reveal some weaknesses in this market. Gesture is revealing weaknesses. We might be looking to come down closer to 126. All right, we did a very in-depth map on these in the past. So I'm not going to spend too much time in here. It looks like our last straight event line is also revealing some weaknesses. That's going to be this angle right here. So this is a place you don't want to be for higher prices. So I'm going to be looking for this to come down. There's no signs of immediate health. So we're not going to be able to take any buy trades on this stock Plantier. So I'm only looking for this to come down. Do you have any other questions regarding Plantier? Okay, let's look for RSI to be trending inwardly. Yep, you got it. You got a nice divergence on RSI. Nice. And the move is into weakness. The move is into weakness. I'm going to be looking for this to fall. $130. Current price, $154. Any other questions for Plantier? That's going to have my star. So we're at area of importance. Let's put a little target for us. Going once. Going twice. 126 looks like around average. 129, yeah. It's a big, big area. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's go to, let's say, a weakness appearing. No sign of next health. Bearish towards 129. Current price 159. GALA. Here's a crypto we do all the time. We're spotting a lot of weakness in this crypto over the last year. Okay, a lot of big weaknesses in this crypto. One prime for shorting. Okay, one prime for shorting. We have a large weaknesses that started when price started building underneath these areas. We started measuring the volume at the support, trading it down to the support. At the supports, we found the volume was revealing quite an interesting scenario that the buyers were not absorbing or able to fully absorb all the supply in these areas, not able to deplete the supply in these areas, tells us a very important thing, that there's still trading that is to be done at these areas. Then we had a real big sign of weakness that concluded, and that was during these days, October 13th, and trading back towards the larger support based on the foundational areas here and here is going to tell us we should be looking primarily to get to 0017. Now the next weakness is underneath here. So if tomorrow we don't get that bounce and price gets closed, is still underneath these areas. So let's check our math. Correct. There's a core, there's a wick, there's our opening number. It's very possible that this number, getting prices underneath this number tomorrow, 0017, is going to reveal our next big weakness. And that's going to be trading in the oscillation based on what I think is happening larger for GALA. And that's going to be this top, that top, forming three energy centers that form this. So the larger story is a parabolic that should be traded, and when we can take that parabolic, duplicate it straight up and down, we're going to place it in place. It's going to give us a curvature that is somewhere down here. So now we're starting to get closer to the DP based on this oscillation. That means that we're trading this oscillation duplicated to the bottom side, and we're going to be looking that they're all coming together, and they start coming together at these prices more appropriately. Closer to July of 2026 is when the vortex happened, but these things can happen really quickly, as we saw during the flash crash. The flash crash brought us right to that DP, almost exactly to the T, 0026. In my opinion, if price is able to build in these hairs over the coming days or even weeks, we're actually going to see quite a big drop on GALA, possibly some good shorting money to make 111% possibly to look. But again, I'm currently expecting a possible small bounce over the weekend, so it's possible we may see prices come back up to 0072 and get you some prime prices to short. Now, based on the smaller area here, we got some very wide areas where we can start taking health, and we don't have any of those in play anytime soon. So the most I'm still looking at is going to be looking for a strong down move. I don't got anything to the bullish side just yet. Most of it is going to be looking to the bearish side. Let's now draw some of these more appropriately, since this is all hit. Our targets just hit quite nicely. That's fantastic. I'm just going to write the word hit. So this means we can start looking to take some profit here in that area. That was quite nice. We love our sword method charts because many of our lines are just getting hit over and over again. So let's now borrow this one. We're going to place it here, and then we're going to place a little health for us above that foundational area. We can start talking like about it there. Start talking about this one up there in green when it's time. That's when we're going to be breaking some of these foundational areas and give us a real reason to trade it to the positive side. And until that happens, until we're really above there, I have no real reason to trade GALA at the moment to a bullish. I only want to be hunting those up moves. And again, guys, remember this. A big trade is coming in GALA right now. We should not be trading underneath here. What the heck is happening? If I get this move down here on high volume, I'm going to be viewing it as pushing. So let's look at the volume. If I have really high volume, now it doesn't look like it's going to be pushing in this area just yet. So I'm not going to view that as such a strong push. If it goes there without a push, that's probably maybe more of a sign of weakness, but I don't have that in my method yet, so I won't just confirm that. I will adjust for the sharper down move so we can gauge this for a little bit more health. I will put that on the board. And then I'll also make sure that we don't need that one anymore. I'll clean up some of these older lines. Yeah, all of these, this is all just going to continue going down the track until it's
we
time.
need to close tomorrow night. What's the exact number of the close? 7, 8, is it?
Yeah, 078. Get me below 0078, then you know we're having weakness. If tomorrow we just come back up to 078, then it's still possible we have some hope for the health, which I'll borrow this one, I'll bring it down. and it'll be here. So if I get that above here, tomorrow's a reversal, this candle closes, it got 1 day and 7 hours left to go, then I'm probably going to see a nice little juicy bounce there, but it doesn't mean to buy it, because remember, this weakness down here is still in play, or this resistance. So let's give it to you a little bit more sharper so you can see it, and I'll draw it for you.
Yeah.
Okay? The whole area, territory, is still weakness, and this is going to be a real important close. If you don't get it, then don't get it. Don't short it yet. Okay? We don't got it just yet. And I'll put this note. I'm not looking for the close today, but rather the weekly close. November 22nd, 2025. GALA. A major weakness may be appearing on the weekly chart. A close significantly, and I don't want to just be right at that number, I want to be there, a little bit visually above there, significantly below 0.0072 on the weekly chart, not the daily, is bad news for GALA, but good news for shorters. For shorting. Okay, I like to short stuff that's really weak in a bearish market. This has my attention. Okay, put it in the futures market and make some money on that one, on the downside. Okay.
Is it 72 or
007 0078? Oops, sorry. Thank you, House. Okay. 0078. All right. I'm gonna draw some of this stuff like this. Okay. Now, remember, this weekend may show a sharp, small bounce. That means it goes quick, and it's a small bounce. Oh, in the market. But beware. If this move up is on falling volume, this is lack of interest. This goes for GALA, okay? Interest. So if GALA goes up and the volume's like nothing, it's still like coming down, nobody's interested in the up move, be careful, okay? In either case, this weekend will reveal a lot. GALA should not be shorted just yet. This candle is not closed on the weekly chart. Okay, that's what I got to say. Okay, this is going to be a juicy trade, possibly. Okay, and we're going to trade it, and I'm going to trade it down to there, to 003. And I need to put that, I forgot I need to put that in there. When the short trade triggers, I will take profit near, or I wish to take profit, I should say. Because I can't guarantee, there might be more data that tells me to go lower. Wish to take profits near 0.0035. All right. Any other questions? GALA going once. GALA going twice. Okay, I'm going to be looking for there when it's time. Okay. But we need to wait. All right. Pay attention to that number this weekend. Up the high number, the resistance line. Right now it may be 7.2, it may be 8.2. So I'll put both of those. Or 7.8 and 8.2. Okay. Build above here, then we can start talking about going up. Okay? Not there. Not yet. No buy, no sell. That's a more appropriate image. Okay. Last one. GALA. possible short opportunity next week. Not yet. Okay. Hope I can get a short on GALA. That'd be really fun and possibly very easy to take. On a weak crypto, signs of major weaknesses. Watch out. Watch out. We're going to have to re-examine that one. Last crypto for today, ASTER. Okay, I've been with you several hours. I bless you all. Okay. We got a special Forex meeting coming up next week, a preview. It's going to be a free one for everybody. We'll give you guys a good demonstration on a separate night rather than ChartRoom. I don't know the date yet after the holiday. Okay, let's go into... Oh, I got a big concern here. Does anybody know my concern about this? What's standing out to me really important about ASTER? Does anybody know? There's something real concerning about this chart. Structure. Who thinks they know?
It's the lower high.
The high is actually a higher high than this high. Yeah, it's
I mean from the other one.
Oh, from the old one?
Some people would think it's a cup and handle, but it's not really.
Yeah, there may be highs. It may still be on its way up, but I'm concerned to the bearish side. The foundational area, good. That's one. Look at that. I didn't catch that just yet. The foundational area stretch out is an alignment. What does this tell us here? There should be a reversal and also a new behavior. There's another concern I have. That is a concern I have. Good job, guys, who caught that. Who else? Okay. What is another concern I have about this chart? There's something really concerning for higher prices, which means it's a bearish concern I may have. Nobody?
It's round action under that line and it's going to go down.
Round action under the line. You mean under here?
Under that main line you drew.
Oh, this one right here? Yeah, there may be some round action. On the daily chart, it doesn't really show. It's just like 3 candles. But it may be.
I'm talking like from, let me show you.
Can you draw it? Possibly round action under... Oh, yeah.
Yes, that round action there.
Round action here. And
this
would...
up to that line, yep. And we're going to go down.
It could be. Round action, it would depend on how tough this resistance is. But yeah, that's a round action into that weakness. Could be something. But it could also be a round action and we can push into the health. That's something. Generally, we want to make sure a strong top if we're rounding. And generally, when we do that type of round, we like to round at a flat when we're doing that. But that still works. Okay? Now... There's a few other things I have real concern of. Christian drew one of them, okay, as we're looking at this, and he drew an angle like that. So we got some round structures that stress flats. We got these are in alignment, a little bit in alignment, right? So that makes for a case based on these two areas that this is a verification. Is there weakness or health in this crypto, and where's the next weakness or health? Somebody show me where the next weakness or health is and what concern I might have. There's a big concern I'm having. iPad got it. Good job, iPad. You got it. This is my concern. The foundational area. Every time you have a down move, pay attention to how it started, the foundation. If you build on the sand, I don't care if you build a tower that's stretching to the moon. If you're building on sand, your tower is likely going to fall. He who builds on the rock, that's going to be the one that endures, as the scripture tells us about building upon the rock. The foundational area of this last up move tells me almost everything I need to know. What does it tell us? Somebody describe it to me. This foundational area told me when I'm likely to get a bounce to the downside. We got that. What is the next foundational area of this up move telling me? They're real easy when this happens. They're real easy. I've done this on hourly charts and even minute charts. I've shown you guys before.
It's losing strength or momentum.
It could be losing strength, but it tells us something. All right, if you guys didn't catch it, I'm gonna zoom in and you're gonna see it, okay? Here it is. So I'm going to start with save that picture, and then I'm going to challenge you and see if you guys can see it after I show it to you. The quicker you can see it, the better. We're going to go to a 12-hour chart. What shape are we starting to form here? Think gesture. What's the foundational area like, and what does it mean?
It's parabolic. I think
It's parabolic.
I drew it.
Yeah, iPad drew it. Once he drew it, many of you guys saw it. It's parabolic. Okay, it's really parabolic. Let me see. That 12 hours is not probably the best. The daily chart is the best one for this, yeah. But it's there. Look. So where's my weakness? Somebody circle the area where the weakness comes in. What's normal, what's not normal? There. Underneath there. You got it. Good job. It's there. Okay? So, if you're drawing along, learning crypto maps, use your parabolic tool, your curved, which is your curve tool. Okay? Curve in TradingView. Make sure you hold it down. Add it to your favorites. So we have a lesson on this. Your weakness is there. Right here. Has weakness come into this crypto? Am I okay to short this yet?
No.
And what is this? Yeah, almost possibly. What is this weekend telling us for USDT.D? What is the market looking like primarily for this weekend, possibly into Monday?
The bounce that you're looking for,
Yeah.
possibly?
Possible small bounce. Just quizzing everybody, make sure you guys know there's a possible small bounce. Now, this coincides with a small landing here. If I get a bounce, is it okay to buy this crypto?
No.
Why not? I like it. It's really cool. Why not? Why can't I buy it?
There's not much upside.
There's not much upside. That's right. You're darn right. Calculate how much profit you really have that's for you. 14%. If I was intraday trading on like maybe 15-minute charts, maybe I'm going to do something like that. For the most part, I don't teach any classes like that at this moment. We will get into stuff like that in Forex Room, but for the purpose of cryptocurrency, all I do is provide maps. I don't try to provide a trading service. Okay, it goes too fast for me to manage all of a big team and things like that. And you guys know I've been working constantly on a very big project. Okay, so current price 117, possible upside 129. Weakness is going to be easily seen. When we move here, you know it. Okay, when we move here, you'll be the first to know it. It is this price. It's almost. Does this price change after a while? By the way, it's been going up. Does this price keep going higher? 113.
It looks like we're coming to has to make a decision. Is it a little neutral? It's a little neutral bearish, but what if it breaks out of that? Yeah.
Yeah, if it breaks out, it could break out. It needs to go up a challenge this line again and then go up. We can do that. That's one thing. The health would be somewhere here. Okay, but what about this number 113? It's been the number's been going up. Do I have much to worry about that number going up?
It flattens out.
It flattens out. That's right. Remember, it flattens out, so the number stops changing after a while. The number is 113, approximately. Okay, so I can really have a down move down to 113 and be like, oh, I'm still good. Okay, I can't short it yet. There's not much shorting right now. I can't short it today even if I wanted to because there's little money to make to the downside. But if this comes in and I start trading below 113, and especially if I get some round action into that, I'm going to be looking to the downside. That's how I can manage that. I can show you tons of examples on small charts, even as low as a minute, where you see this principle over and over. Look at your foundational area. You're going up on a curve. It tells you almost everything you need to know. Years ago, I did some examples on Bitcoin. I showed you guys when Bitcoin had that same move, and eventually we came above it, sat right on that line, shot up to the moon. So above or below, we're looking for, when you see that round structure and prices doesn't respect it, look for it to respect later, like a sword cut. Okay, but right now, ASTER is holding on for dear life. All right, if I'm gonna buy it, this is a bottom, but a weak bottom. We need a next health. We need to clear that foundational line in the sky up there. Get me above there. We can start talking. If you can't do it, something's wrong, right? I'm gonna call your bluff, ASTER. I'm gonna call your bluff. If you're really strong, get me above there. All right. Is there any other indications that we can look at? Yes, this is probably a prime example for RSI. RSI in the higher time frames, we'll start with a weekly chart. We have a low bottom and a top here. So I'm going to look and use this as an old ceiling to see how strong this roof is. Okay, we're going to look at the RSI price base. So I'm going to start with, let's go to a 3-day chart, one up. And there it is. We already got a RSI price base all the way down to a 6-hour. No trigger for a short. That was maybe this is an older chart because it's fairly new. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have any intro, did I? That's a daily chart. Let's go to that 6-hour. Maybe I can use that. Okay, good. Now we're talking. Let's go to where the color changes. Here's our 6-hour chart. Here's our color change. Approximately there. That's about average. There's from October 4th, our RSI price base. So our top, our old top, now that we have a new low, we can start using this and waiting for RSI to come back and trigger it. So we had a new low here in October 11th from October 4th. RSI was way down here. When RSI returns, we're going to start paying attention again. Did RSI return? Where? Tell me.
A few days ago when it touched that.
A few days ago.
The new resistance line.
So it just so happens we're waiting, and I put in a comment here, no short, right? You guys just read it a little while ago, didn't we say that? No short. I think it was somewhere on there. There it is. No short trigger for 6-hour chart. Okay. Now, why didn't we have a trigger? Because we weren't there. We didn't have any, we can confirm, at least based on RSI. Okay. That's just one witness in the grand scheme of things. We're waiting for RSI to come back. We do it this weekend. It just so happens to be at the foundational area. This is the time to short it at those prices. But I missed it, Jason. Okay, you missed it. There may be another one coming up. I don't like to take just that. It's too risky for me. Okay, fine. Wait for another weakness. I missed it. I didn't short it there. Maybe I got an alert. Maybe I didn't. Oh, I didn't draw an alert for that. Maybe I didn't expect it to last as long. Either way, it's telling us this was the, let me put the arrow. Either way, it's telling us this is the time to pay attention. So now we can pay attention. Let's draw this. Let's take this arrow. We're going to draw the marker. And we're going to say RSI, price base, signal, entry. Okay, so RSI is saying, hey, look to start shorting this. Look for a reversal. And I should say signal bearish entry. Right? So you guys don't think it's a bullish. Okay, right here. And then the price was telling us here. So I don't trade based on RSI price base alone. I like map and health. Okay, I'll listen to what you have to say, RSI. I'll listen to what you have to say, volume, but I'm not just taking you off for your word. The Bible says the Bereans were more noble because they didn't just take what Paul was preaching. They searched the scriptures themselves to see what he was preaching was aligning up with what they were reading. Understand? So don't just take J-Song's word. J-Song is bearish. Well, maybe I'm bearish, but what did you see? What did God reveal to you? What do you have? Maybe you even have different instructions than me. Is J-Song see it all? Is he a guru? No, I'm just a man. Okay? We see in part, we know in part, we prophesy in part. We need the body of Christ. All right? I need you guys, need me. Tell me what you guys got. All right? Christian.
Oh, yeah. So on the RSI, the yellow line, you're treating that as a shortcut? Like a type of shortcut? Or
It's a type of shortcut. Yeah, we have a take my lesson on RSI price base. It's in our lessons page. One of them got not filmed, so we have to do a refilming on it. But in our lessons page, there's some new filmings for RSI price base, and this is our document for it. I'll pull up the document so you know the rules, and you can take a screenshot of it because that lesson got deleted on accident. What was it? Keynote. Okay. There it is. I'm gonna hide myself. You can take a screenshot. Okay. You might have to zoom in and read it, but those are the rules. We use gesture, 5 principles currently with our RSI, and there's more principles, but I haven't filmed those yet.
okay.
They have to do with the larger oscillations of RSI themselves that we can draw. Okay. So right now, we may see some triggers shorting here, and that's about all I got. Oh, we got one more. If price goes, how far are we going to go down? Let's do this together. Let's have some fun before I go. How far should RSI fall? RSI. How far should ASTER fall based on current market structures? There's a few ways we can look at this. Let's throw out some ideas. There's one that's probably going to be really better than the most.
The flat?
Okay, a flat. Now, why do we have a flat here, and where's the flat? And yes, that's correct. Flat. Where's the flat?
No?
Yeah, and there's a flat, but oh, there it is. Oh, you dropped.
don't
I
see
didn't.
it?
Sorry, I didn't see it. Okay, it's there. That's right. There is a flat here in these areas closer to here. Now, this is a place to look, but maybe not the place where we really need to focus on. The reason there is because it's round structure. The whole thing's round structure, and when you have round structure, do pay attention to the flats, especially if you get some kind of verification like this. So we'd want to have that on the board, at least. So that's something. Let's now mark that number, 0.085, 0.84. So somewhere around 85, 84 cents flat. Got it? Okay. Let's now go to the next area. The parabolic that way. That's a great one. iPad got that one. There's a hidden parabolic for Aster based on this large down move. And it showed a health somewhere about here as price fought through there. So we may want to level out that and see what happens. Let's see. It's going to level out somewhere about here. So we'll just put this as a point, and we're going to make it a yellow, because generally I do the parabolics in yellow. And I'm just going to fade away this because we don't really need that all right now. Let's give you the number for that one. The number is $1.02. $1. Good. Good job. Okay. Let's make that smaller. And we'll level this off a little bit farther back. Okay. Good. Now we got another support. That's something else. We got some verification of that, by the way. If I wanted to confirm that more, I can take this angle and see its importance by bringing it down to the lower side and checking for verification. I got one. If I place it here, I got one verification, two verifications, maybe three verifications here. So this is going to put a lot of stress on this oscillation, which means I'm going to focus on that bottom, and I'm going to focus on that bottom down here. So let's make sure we add that right now. And I can do that like that. And I'm going to duplicate this flat and put focus on that number. Oops, come down. There you go. So the number at 75 is a real big low, 76 cents and 75 cents. Now that's important because current price is $1.18. That might be important in a crash, right? All right. So all of that's there. There's one more that may help paint the picture and solidify everything. See if anyone can catch it. Let me clear your annotations. Where's the one really big one that I'm looking for that may tell the largest story? It might be there, easy for us to see. It might not be.
The mid-phantom between the two flags?
Okay. There's a flat here, and I don't know the strongest connection between these flats because this is a flat, but that's the energy center in between. This may be a flat. This is the energy center in between. So if I had evidence that this is the part of a larger oscillation, I'm going to stress that mid-phantom. There is a hint that we may have a mid-phantom by virtue of being the top 50%, 50%. So there may be this, which stretches again the borders, the top and the bottom. In this instance, what we can do, we can just quickly measure this. There's ways you can do that, but I always just eyeball mines. If this is halfway and this is the top, that's 50%. That's going to make a case for that oscillation. So that's going to be important. So let's stretch this out now. This will be the top, and the range right now is $2.40, $2.25. So if I was super busy, bullish Aster in a bull run, I'd be looking up there in the sky. And if I was super bearish right now, I'd be looking again at 84, 85 cents. This confirms that. Now, when I draw mid-phantoms, I often draw them just dashed in blue because it's flats. So I would draw it like that. Okay. So I can focus on that area in the sky. So if price goes up, the number I'm going to be focusing on is 137. All right. Text blue, 16, left, top. Actually, I'll do white. So it shows up. Okay, 137. All right, middle. Finally, there was still one that I really want you guys to find. It's really important you see it. Where's it at? Big one. Super easy. If you need a hint, I'll give you a hint.
Should we look at targeting system?
No, not yet. Structure is...
Duplicate that line. What do you call that? The event line.
If you have weakness, that will become an event line. There it is. But yeah, it's that one. Did you see? Somebody drew it. This is your larger key angle. Key angles have multiple names because they're part of multiple parts of the sword method. Did anybody catch it? Who caught it? Okay. There's messiness, but for the most part, you can see it's here. Who drew that, by the way, in pink? Say me if that was you. That was fantastic. That's what I want to see. This is your key angle. Bencat got it. Good job, Bencat. Fantastic work, my friend. Center, key angle. That's your key angle. Therefore, this is the phantom. Now, you could view it as event line, phantom, but the truth is, since there's not an X weakness, it's not event line. But it can be. Phantom. All right. So now, what we're looking for is where these cross over. Do they cross over the event line? No, they do not. Or the phantom? No, they do not. Except for in the past. So we have separate events that we can deal with. Now, with all of that said, if we come here and fall really far, we can probably spike and hit that oscillation again. We can also do other things like mid-phantom. We can do sword cut, but it's really messy in these areas. We do have some evidence that mid-phantom will still play out, but very messy. So ultimately, I'm not going to be looking for mid-phantom to be a reliable thing because it's very messy.
Look at it on a 12-hour.
You could, but if your highest time frames... Oh, yeah, this is a 6-hour. Good. You're right. Let's look at that on a 12-hour. Good. I forgot I was on a 6-hour. There it is. More clear. All right. Mid-phantom does something to this chart. It stresses where we cross over. The crossover events for mid-phantom we denote by a gray line called step-ups. Step-ups let us know where we're going to be looking to get resistance. They are when we cross over our mid-phantom line. We can verify them forward or backwards. We can even anticipate where they will be. But primarily, there should be support or resistance here. And primarily, there should be support and resistance here, which is right now. It could be small or weak, but in messy cases, I don't put a lot of weight personally on mid-phantoms. When it's really clear, I do. In conclusion, got all of these bottoms. Let's finish by throwing on target system and now see what targets are most viable. I'm going to go to the low to the top, but since I have two lows, I'm going to go to the farthest one out, come to the top, place it on, and it's going to pop my bottoms. It's going to put all my bottoms there. Here's a target at the top. This one is not viable. It was a very small bounce on November 19th. Targets are denoted by this teal color. The next target for us is going to be this range right here, and price already got a close underneath that. It's not going to be the strong bounce. The last target is going to be now here, way over here at the next low point, over here. So let's put that on the board. None of these targets are matching or lining up exactly with one of our map points. So we're going to be looking for possible spikes, more likely. Okay. I will type in the name of this target, and you now have a full map of almost everything you guys need to navigate ASTER over the next few weeks.
Can we look at the volume?
Yeah, can we look at the volume? Yeah. What did you say?
Why not target the whole thing to the bottom? Like from the top to the bottom.
You could do that. You can do that. And then that will confirm most likely this place right there. Let's do that if you want to. This is a tutorial. The lowest target's going to be up here. Second target here where that top is. And the third one is right here. All of those numbers are basically hit. This one on top, this one a little bit higher if you wanted to. But most of that move is done. Okay, the swing target would probably have been the most important. Swing target is between the two highest targets. It's there. So that one's done. So I'm not going to really worry about the target system from here to here because it's done. That would have been our target. And it would have been a pink target if we were to calculate after November 4th. Okay. I didn't calculate, but if you guys wanted to, you would have got the same conclusion. That all of it would have told a story that there should probably be some kind of reason to go up there after the health came in, which is somewhere here. We can take that trade, and then we need to probably take profit there. Okay. All right. What was the next question?
Oh, the volume.
Oh, the volume. We only have two places of volume. Back here, if we saw an increase in volume here at the second bout, it means generally they're not done, and it would stress here closer to getting back to lower prices. This is a 12-hour chart, and the volume, you guys tell me. You guys tell me. A, B. Does it look like they're done? Are they done with these lower prices? Based on that. Why or why not? Are they done trading in these areas, the lower areas? Nobody?
No demand on the downside. Maybe they're done.
Let's start with these two. What is the relationship between them?
It's an increase.
It's an increase, right? So A to B, if we were measuring it, when we see an increase in volume, is that part of losing condition for the buyers? In this case, we're calculating for buyers, right? So we're calculating for buyers. From A to B, is that, and we said there's an increase. Is that part of a winning condition or a losing condition? Even though we only have two, it tells us some important data. Winning or losing? One of them is going to be an X for losing. One of them's for winning. Who remembers? You guys have your notes and your legend. We even did one live today. Two of them. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, thanks. I'll eat in just a sec. Okay. Nobody remembers? Nobody's taking notes? I gotta be a better teacher. Okay. I'll show you the image. We did it twice today. I'll show you the image because I'm not gonna teach it again, but here it is. I need you guys to learn this. Pay attention. It's the same stuff we did. This is how we knew with a more high likelihood Bitcoin was going to fall to 80,000, to 90,000. Why XRP was falling low, and why I told you all of these twice in October. Here's the legend from today.
Zoom in.
And there it is. I'm going to zoom in here. Okay. Losing condition, increase in volume, equal to volume, aggregately high. Winning condition. A winning condition is going to be a decrease in volume, aggregately low, and no demand. We can calculate and anticipate with the more higher probability by understanding which is a winning and losing condition based on absorption and control. So, in today's scenario, we see an increase. Increase is part of a losing condition. It means that there's buyers, but they have not finished absorbing the supply at these areas. If weakness continues in those areas, look for those areas to challenge again because there's too many traders willing to part or play or buy or pay for whatever price that was. In this case, 85 cents. Because of the relationship here is telling us, yeah, there may be buyers, but they're not ready to finish. They're not done with 85 cents if 85 cents comes back into play. 85 cents is not in play at the moment, but it's probability. Now it's very close to our low target. We may see prices go to $1, $2, and then come back and spike 85 cents or even, the 90 cents. We may see us hit the 95, 93 and spike to 85. Just is that likelihood? Well, many of these candles spike easily to those areas. Look, they have a habit of being somewhere and spiking really far. That's the average candle. You understand? So this makes a compelling case that if weakness comes in, I might be looking at 95 and even push it to 85. So the volume's not done yet. But it's not looking great for a strong reversal. We also have a big shakeout here. Shakeouts are often part of a continuation indicator. Okay? In this case, we are seeing it in a downtrend. We may be looking down. One other way I can look at this And I'm going to simply, is if the move itself is on decreasing volume. In this case, I don't see it on super decreasing volume just yet, but I do see something of concern. Here's a 2-day chart, and here's a 3-day chart. We're seeing the spreads near the lows after these old highs. If I see this into weakness, I'm going to view this high volume as selling. It can't be confirmed yet, but if I see this up move and all the spreads are near the low into weakness on high volume, selling. And that may come in, and it will be probably in a season of down. So all of that's painting a negative picture for me so far. I don't like this if I'm a buyer, and I love it if I'm a shorter. I cannot act, but that's a great map you guys created, and I'm proud of you guys. You guys picked most of the lines that you needed to know. You're going to be very successful. Father, we pray for our community. We pray for everybody that they would have peace in the coming days, and I pray that in the future that they make some great maps. 10 years, 20 years from now, Lord, there's going to always be some kind of market for something. And you're going to need to help them to navigate where to go, what to do in lots of areas, not just markets, but many areas. And I pray that you'd give them wisdom on how to understand what is before them and seen. The scripture said about one particular passage, this calls for a man of wisdom to understand. But you have given your people wisdom because you told us in the scripture, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God. And so we ask you, Lord, that you give us wisdom to start looking at what and understanding what we're seeing. We don't want to be emotional traders, Father. We don't want to be traders who just are like gamblers, because it's so easy for greed to enter the markets. It's so easy for greed to enter us. We don't want to be fearful. We don't want to be rebuked by a simple, "O ye of little faith." But we also don't want to be foolish. We want to take advantage of the things we've seen. And we're grateful for these opportunities that you've given us to grow. Not just to take advantage of wealth transfer, but to take advantage of the knowledge and the stewardship that we're learning by these seasons in the prison. Joseph was able to prosper in that prison because you were with him. And whether it's a season of famine or season of abundance, you were looking for faithfulness in the innermost parts. You weren't concerned that the people you gave the talents to got rich. You were concerned with that they were successful with what little you gave them. You were looking for them to be faithful in the little so that they can be blessed and made much. We don't have to get rich right now. We just need to be faithful. We just need to be smart with your spirit. We need to be in your presence. We need to be following you. We need to be about the kingdom of God and about your business and whatever that means for our individual lives and our ministries. The purpose is why we're here. But it's so easy to be consumed by so much greed and fear, especially of us in these communities who are in the markets. It's so easy, Lord, to get caught up in all of the money or in all the FOMO or all the YouTube videos that could be coming out. Or it's just so easy to lose ourselves. And we ask for forgiveness. We ask for forgiveness, Lord, for all the, as the song says, for the things we've made it when it's all about you. Wisdom is never a replacement for our God. Markets are never a replacement for our prayer life. The best decisions we could make could only make you so happy in the market. Really, we're making ourselves happy. No, Lord, Father, rather, it is better for us to do things that are pleasing to you, whether they be in the market or in the field. Whether it's the poor person we gave some money to, or the homeless person we witnessed to, or a neighbor whom we shared the gospel with. Those things get more wealth in eternity. They are the ways we store up wealth on earth, in heaven, where moth and rust cannot destroy. A very real wealth. I thank you, Lord, and we understand all these things are just temporary. We bless your holy name. Let us remember it's all about you. I love you, Father. Until we see each other again for WordRoom or later this week, be with them. Bless their season. Let us remember to give you our praise. We love you. Amen.